Hey guys, I'm Rogut, and this is my rant. We believe in the diversity of thought here on this channel. Alright, I'm not gonna waste time on where I've been, what I've been doing, because that's personal stuff. And I've learned from watching YouTube to not talk about that stuff and talk about interesting stuff. Some quality, juicy content. And that's what this video is gonna be about. So if you like crazy content like this, you know what to do, but I'll get to that later. Alright, so the topic of today's video is going to be, you know, finding treasure. Now, treasure hunting. What do you mean? Do you mean like I'm not saying you have to go out and buy a metal detector. I'm not saying that you have to go to a million yard sales or what. You can do that if you really want to. But what I'm talking about is finding treasure in dollar bills or currency that you currently have or that you could get in the future. It's you don't really spend a lot of money doing this. It's just stuff it's just normal money that you use for everyday transactions. So there's a lot of different ways that you can find treasure doing this, and I do it. I do my own bill searches from time to time. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. You can just find these bills by using cash in any ordinary everyday transactions, and you can find these types of things if you just give your bills a second look because most people I talk to a lot of people. Most people, they don't really look at it. They just see like, oh yeah, it's $1, woohoo. It's they don't really think much of it. And so I'm going to show you how you can find treasure that could or could not be worth something, because it depends. It depends. It depends. So what am I talking about? I'm going to give you a few examples. I'm going to hold a couple bills up so you can kind of see what I'm talking about here. And I just want to make sure that you can see it. You can hold it there for a few seconds, and you can pause the video if you really want to, so you can get a better look at it. What we're going to be looking at is serial numbers, certain years of the bill, and things next to the serial number. So going into it, the first thing I want to talk about, I've made videos like this before, but I wanted to do like a refresher video because I'm not sure a lot of people have seen that. So that's what I'm going to talk about. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is one of the ones I have right here. It is a star note. And if you can see right there is a star next to the end of the serial number instead of having another letter there. So what that means is a star note is typically found, that I've found when I do my $1 bill searches, is I typically find one per 100. So like if I took out 500 or 600 bills from the bank in ones, I typically would find 5 or 6 star notes. And most of the time they're not really worth anything. Most of the time they're worth just face value. But I like to keep them as like a keepsake, as like my finds, I guess you could say. So, where you can go to look up star notes for their print, run, and rarity, the amount of, bills that were in that run size and the amount of total printed, you can go to a website. It's called mycurrencycollection.com, all one word, and you can type in the serial number and the star key at the end of it to see if it's really rare or not. I have found maybe a few that are somewhat rare. I have a $20 bill that is somewhat mid-tier level rarity, and I have a couple ones that are similar, but I've never found super rare ones. But the reason I keep star notes, because I think they're cool. And what star notes are they? So if a bill or a certain amount of bills were damaged during the printing process, like if they were damaged, if the ink didn't print right, if they were printed the wrong way, or there's like errors that they wanted to correct and stuff like that, they would destroy that old bill and they'd make a replacement note, which is a star note, and that's why they're called star notes. So that's basically why they exist. And another reason I keep them, even if they're not super rare, is just because there's less star notes out there than there are regular $1 bills that aren't star notes. And so, and they may be worth something to someone. You never know. You could always go on eBay and get a feel for what they are. So the next one I want to talk about here is birthday notes. Now this is a $2 bill I have right here, and it's a birthday note that I found. It's December 27th, 1990. So these bills, when you find them in the serial number, when you look at the 8-digit serial number, they're worth something to someone. You might not, a collector might not take it, but I mean, if you have someone with that birthday and you post it online, someone might be willing to pay you more than face value for it. So look out for birthday notes. They can either be forward or backward, where the year could be first and then the month and day, or the other way around. So those are birthday notes, what you can look for. And there's trinaries and binaries, and then there's also the really rare, serial numbers where all 8 digits are the same number, like all ones, all twos, all threes, and so on. Those are very rare. They're very sought after. If you ever find one of those, hold on to it and see what you can get for it. That is class A treasure right there. And then binaries, I've found a few of them, maybe like 4 or 5. And but mostly you find more trinaries. These are trinaries. Some people collect them, some people keep them, and some people don't. Trinaries, they share 3 unique digits between all 8 digits of the serial number. Binaries are more hard to come by than trinaries. Binaries is if it was 1212 or like 1001 1000, whatever. So those are things to look out for. Those are rare. Trinaries, some people like them, some people don't. But if you find a binary or a serial number on the dollar bill that's all of one number, that's bigger treasure. I'd say binary is a B, and then all of the same number is an A. And then we're also going to talk about low serial numbers. Sometimes like certain collectors, they find low serial numbers desirable because they're some of the first printed of that. Now, this is an example of a somewhat low serial number. I have some that have 4 zeros, but this one's just an example of like 3 zeros, so it's only like the 41,000th bill in that run size. So usually people pay a little bit more over than face value if it's 4 or more zeros. And that is something like if you find like the first one, like people was like, oh wow, look at that serial number, and then like combine some of this stuff with a star note, because star notes aren't always rare. You can find their print run and rarity on mycurrencycollection.com. And if it's a binary star note, or if it's all 1-digit star note, or if it's a birthday star, or if it's like a low serial number star and stuff like that. So there's a lot of different things that you can look for treasure when you're looking through these. Like, if you go to the ATM and you need $100 and you take it all in 20s, or you can take it all in 10s if you want to. So some ATMs do that. Just look through them, see what you find. I mean, there's not a lot of bills to go through in that scenario, but you might find something. And you can find all of these types of serial numbers and types of notes in any denomination. So you can do it in 1s, 2s, 5s, 10s, 20s, 50s, 100s. And, the 1,000, 5,000, and $10,000 bill that, they don't exist anymore unless you're a collector. But you have some. So that's most of the stuff that you can find. You can also find what I call repeaters. I have 2. And they... one's like one of them that I have is 7275, so it's kind of like a repeater, so like it repeats itself. Some people find that desirable, some people don't. So that's interesting. It all depends on like what you can get for it. Like it all depends on what someone is willing to pay for some of these. Like, one repeater $1 bill that I had, I sold on eBay for $20 because someone in Puerto Rico wanted it, and I was like, "This is a really cool looking bill." It was a binary repeater, and I was like, "Wow, that's really cool." And I got $20 for it, and I sent it out in an envelope, and there you go. So it's possible to do this, and I've done it a few times. And so that's what a repeater is. And another bill I want to talk about is a radar. So it's kind of like a mirror image. I don't have one, but I can't like show it to you on the screen because I don't have this fancy editing capabilities that every other person on YouTube has. But if I hit 1,000 subscribers, which is very possible, I will invest in that type of thing. But for now, these unscripted, somewhat unscripted rants, which we're gonna call it. So the radars, they're like mirror images of themselves. So if it's like 3353 Then the next four is 3533. It's like kind of like a mirror image of itself, and those are very sought after. You know, collectors really like those. You put those on eBay, they go really quickly. And then the last one I want to talk about is ladders and broken ladders. So let's just say you had a dollar bill, right? I think I have one. I think I have one or two broken ladders. But if you look at an 8-digit serial number, and you look at it as like it goes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or it could start with 1 and go up to 8, or it could go from 8 to 1, 7 to 0, you name it. Those are ladders. There's like ascending ladders which go from like 1 to 8, or descending ladders like 8 to 1. And and then some people on eBay, they post things like broken ladders where all 8 digits of the serial number is 1 to 8, but it's all jumbled up, like it's like 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 7, 8. So there's broken ladders and ascending ladders. So that's pretty much it. So next time that you look through these bills, if you want to do a bill search, if you have the opportunity and the ability to do so, one day, like if you have free time, just if you have enough money in your account, just go and get like whatever you want in ones, fives, tens, 20s, whatever you can afford to look through, and you can just look through it and see what you find, and you might find some treasure, and whatever isn't treasure, you just go back to the bank and you put it back in your account. Simple, easy peasy. It's you're not really spending money. You kind of are, because like when you're spending money, it's like you go and get some milk and you use some money, and then you can do. And so that is that. So that is how to find treasure in your currency, or bills, or notes, or whatever you want to call it. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you liked the video, I want you to hit that like button. And if you didn't like the content, if you didn't like my face or my topic or how long it took me to make another video, just remember to smash that dislike button. It gives me a chance to improve, make better content, make more content, and then just get better overall with what I'm doing. Hit that bell if you want to be notified once in a while, because we all know the notification button doesn't work on YouTube, because freaking the people running YouTube are freaking monkeys. So I mean, nothing against monkeys. But yeah, so if you want to see more content like this, me talk about more things related to currency and stuff like that, just drop a comment down below. Tell me what you think, if you like this, if you don't like it. Honestly, tell me if you hate it, because if you tell me you hate it, then I'll know that it's not very interesting. But I find it interesting, that's why I'm talking about it. Alright guys, have a great rest of the day. I'll see you next time.